meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call please, Carol.
Mayor Sheets,
Present.
Greg Miller is absent, Megan Sheets.
Present. Okay, next on the agenda are the minutes from the August 22nd regular meeting.
Yes, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of August 22nd.
I'll second that motion. Roll call please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Megan Sheets,
Okay, and the claims are over there with Megan.
Yes, just finish going through those. I'll make a motion to approve our claims as presented this evening.
Okay, and I'll second that motion. Roll call please.
Mayor Sheets,
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Okay, next on the agenda, we have public comments. Kit Brewer from the Utility Service Board.
This is a very small item. Under the previous administration, we had, as a utility board, it came before the Board of Works to talk about when there was a fire. We went for years, I don't know how many years, Todd, we had 24-hour coverage, and our guy that was out manning the data center and everything else would know when there was a fire. We no longer have 24-hour coverage. And so when there's a fire, like the Warner fire, we drained the tanks pretty far before we were notified. The fire over here at the King residence, week ago or so, I think started at 12:30 at night, and we got a call at 10 to 7 in the morning because they heard water running. So Matt and I, we were talking, there, and we're in the process of reworking our utility contract with Central Dispatch.
So,
And we as a utility pay $3,000 a month to dispatch all of our stuff. Last year they came to us and wanted to raise that $44,000. And then they wanted a percentage raise each year on top of that. We have went with a different company for electric, ComNet, yeah. And we're gonna save over $30,000, for the entire year. And right now Alicia's in the process of rewriting our contract with Central Dispatch to turn around and get, so that we have water get notified as well as, when they get to the scene.
so will Central Dispatch do some of the dispatching or none of it? Well, everything.
They'll call out. We flip the switch, 5 o'clock or whatever, and all the calls get transferred over to ComNet.
Okay,
And, we have agreed, we'd originally going into it and we wasn't gonna be paying Central Dispatch anything. Todd and I talked and we're gonna pay them $12,000 a year, $1,000 a month. Because usually what happens is when the first thing happens, everybody picks up and calls 911. And so they're gonna have to do something. I'm not really sure if when Central Dispatch gets it, if are they sending it on to ComNet?
They will call, in certain circumstances, they have called ComNet themselves to pass the information along.
okay,
But really what we're talking here is that they will contact water. I think like the other day at the King Fire, Central Dispatch did not call ComNet. They called our trouble guy directly. So they are still doing some of it.
okay, so they are, okay,
It's all safety,
Right.
we, like in that, we need to get the electric there to get the power out and everything else. And so we're working on the contract with that so that water gets notified. All we don't want to happen is to go in a citywide boil order.
Right.
Because once the tanks drop so low, that has to happen.
So you're just basically informing us of all these changes, you don't need any approvals or anything?
No, we don't need no approvals, we just,
Okay,
previous administration, we had went over it, and we've had a couple fires or so that we haven't, our guys would rather be called, Steve Woodruff or Chris, and it's not do nothing, but they can turn pumps on and man the pumps from their home. The guy that's on call takes home a laptop, and I believe Chris has one, and they can look at it from there as well as come in if they have to. So, and once we get the rehabilitation of the water treatment plant done and we get valves added, that we've added what we call the east tower and the west tower, and we're putting one at Jefferson, and there'll be one out at the interstate. All those will be controlled on a SCADA system too, and so then that will help keep the water pressure so that the fire department can operate. So, okay.
Anybody have any questions? You have anything for me? Thank you, Sam, for the information, appreciate it. Okay, is there any other public comments? We don't have anything else signed up. Resolution 22-14, approving offer and contract for purchase of real estate, 1110 North John Street. I guess this is a public hearing for it. We can be act on it as well.
Yes, you've already passed a resolution at the last meeting approving this, subject to the public hearing. So, no comments first in the public hearing. You could just entertain a motion to confirm that resolution.
Please, that's the meeting now, right? Okay, at 5:08, I'm going to recess the Board of Public Works and Safety. Does anyone have any comments or questions on the sale of, so we got address again,
1110.
1110 North John Street? Okay, I'll close the public hearing then at 5:09, and we'll reopen the Board of Works meeting.
And that previous resolution was resolution number 22-14. It was adopted August 22nd, 2022. So you're just confirming that.
As far as a motion, is that what you're thinking? Okay,
I'll make the motion that we confirm resolution 22-14.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay. So then from here on out, then Les, you'll take care of the legal side of it and getting the transfer and all that. Okay. Next.
May I, Les, would we be signing the purchase agreement this evening as well?
May I ask questions?
Yes,
The city's buying 1110 East Clinton?
this is 1110 North John.
I'm sorry, why was I thinking Clinton? Never mind.
So he already owns it, it's selling.
Yeah, we're selling
Selling to whom?
it to Aaron Huber.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. I can't remember. No, okay. Okay, and then we'll sign the purchase agreement. Okay. Next, we have the police department. I don't think there's anyone here from the police department this evening. So Megan, the approval that they asked for on the tasers and the radios, they want to delay that until the next meeting. Scott can be here. He wasn't able to be at work today. Next, we need the approval for the high school homecoming parade on the 23rd. We've been working with Mary Mowdy from the high school, and she wants to know if we can do it. And I know that Scott has been Captain Sorrells has been working with her as well. So they're gonna get together and make sure, Jason, do you know about it, streets, and that's what we need to do.
Yeah, somebody called me. I assume it's the same ground it's always been, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. So we just need an approval that they
What's
can
the
go ahead
date
and do.
on that?
Huh?
What's the date?
It's the 23rd.
Mayor, I'll move we approve the the Frankfurt Schools Homecoming Parade and Route, and all the accoutrements that go along with it from our local street and police department.
And I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
And I think that's all that you wanted me to bring up this evening for the police department, fire department. Matt?
Good evening, everybody. Only thing I really have for you today is gonna be giving you the letter for firefighter John Kirby's retirement. I'd like to read what firefighter John Kirby gave us. It says, Chief Stidham, this letter is to inform you that due to unforeseen circumstances, I will be retired from the Franklin Fire Department after 24 years of service, in which 10 of those years were served as the city's fire chief. My retirement date will be effective as of September 7th, 2022, with the understanding by the city of Frankfurt will be paid the remainder of his benefits. I am deeply grateful and honored to have served the city of Frankfurt as a firefighter. I will miss the job we do. You'll miss the firefighters that he served with, but most of all, you will miss the citizens he served every day. There will always be a special place in my heart for public safety and serving our community. Respectfully, John Kirby. So, just want your guys' approval on John Kirby's retirement. I know he's going to be greatly missed, fire department. Again, 24 years, 14 years as a firefighter, 10 years as fire chief. He's had a lot of inspiration with some of the members of the fire department there, so he's going to be greatly missed.
The motion. Do we make the motion to accept I'll make the motion, we accept John Kirby's letter of resignation due to retirement.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
John, thank you for your many years of service and dedication to this community, to the fire department. We appreciate you and all that you've done and wish you the best.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And John, I want to extend my thanks to your help during the 10 years you and I worked together.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Good to work with you, and we're going to miss you.
Thank you. Mayor, thank you for opportunities you gave me during your administration. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, street department. Jason Forsythe.
Here we are, Les. Tonight, I wanted to bring to the Board of Works the approval of purchase for several different automated trash equipment items, if we could. Les, I assume I probably should go one by one. Okay. The first one I have is for the purchase of a Labrie Automizer right-hand mounted 2009. This is a used auto car automated trash truck in the amount of $139,000. So Labrie Automizer right-hand mounted 2009.
Jason, you can go through each of those three that you are. The motion that will be entertained will be to approve that entire resolution that incorporates that.
The next thing I have is two new automated trash trucks, 33-yard helping hand mounted on a Freightliner M2 chassis. The total for those two trucks is $639,894. As you can see, we traded in 3 different vehicles in addition to the purchase of these 2 new trucks. One is a 2013 Freightliner, was $30,000.
One is a 2007 Leach GMC at $12,000, and the other one is a 2002 Packmore for $6,000, for a total of $48,000, which brings our total for the trucks minus the trade-in to $591,894. The last item is for 5,616 new 96-gallon Navy Granite toters. The total for those would be $437,486.40. Does anybody have a copy of the resolution? Got it. Let's put together resolution number 2216. It's a resolution authorizing the acquisition of automated loader garbage trucks and equipment by the city as a special purchase. Do we need, how much of this do we need to read, or do we need to?
I think the board members are familiar with it. I can add a few comments if you want.
I was just gonna say a couple of things as well. One thing that I just want everyone to understand is the first 5 years of the lease includes the used truck. And then for the next 2 years, it will just be for the new trucks and the totes. And then the following years after that, which I believe would be 3 years left on that, are for the toters only. So this lease will decrease over the years. We start out paying for all three, used and the new and the toters. And those, the used drops off. And then eventually the two new ones will drop off. And then in the last 3 years, we're just paying for the toters. And that's all going to be covered under the sanitation budget. And at this time, we will not be raising any rates, or there's not going to be any increase to the cost of the sanitation services for trash pickup.
I would mention, along with what the mayor just mentioned, is obviously we had approved the increase through 2024, right?
Yes, 2024, we already had
So
an
that
increase
18.
going into place 2022, 2023, and 2024 at $2 per year. Those were already enacted by an ordinance probably in the last year.
Yeah, it was in November, I believe.
November of last year. So there's no increase due to the automated trash.
I might add to that, Mayor. Yeah, this is for a special purchase. It's a lease purchase, actually, of this equipment from Best Equipment Company out of Indianapolis through an intergovernmental organization known as Sourcewell, as to the two new trucks and the toters. The used truck is being lease purchased also from Best Equipment. The Huntington National Bank will actually be the bank that is financing the lease. And the mayor gave you the terms of the lease, and Jason the amounts of the actual purchase. The lease will be a master lease that will be entered into shortly before the equipment arrives. And there will be 3 lease schedules that align with the 3 different components for the lease purchase. And by state law, each annual payment is subject to appropriation of the funds by the Common Council. So we don't think that will be a problem, but that's how we have to do these things, so we don't affect the debt ceiling that the municipality has. And at the conclusion of the lease, on payment of $1, a symbolic $1, the equipment will be titled to the city.
Sourcewell is an intergovernmental cooperative purchasing organization, so that's the reason why we're able to accept
And the city was already a member of Sourcewell prior to all of this. We were in Sourcewell, I was the one that took care of getting us into that, just in case. We were already a member of those.
You know, I just want to say a few words to Jason. This was thought about for a long time. Shane, thank you. Jason, all your hard work on this. I think the thing that really caught me the most was when you had the videos here and you showed us the safety factor. I always was concerned about that anyway. I wouldn't want to be on the back of a garbage truck for sure. And then when you brought that and showed it to us, it really made us realize how important the safety of our employees are. So I think above all things, that's what's important. I think it's also going to clean up the city. I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. And we worked hard to find the correct color and the design that we're going to put on those toters. So thank you, Shane. Thank you, Jason. You both worked really hard on this. And Les, thank you. We couldn't have done it without him, could we, Jason?
I'm not gonna let him retire.
I know. I've tried that and he is not listening to me. Thank you.
I was gonna say a few more things.
No, I was just gonna say, I agree wholeheartedly with what the mayor said. I just can't comprehend the fact that those individuals on the back of the trash truck are lifting tons and tons of weight every day and putting their own health and safety at risk by the components that could be in the trash and so forth. And we understand that the recycle process will continue as is, but that might change on down the road. But our city will be cleaner and healthier for this. So, thank you.
I just want to thank, like I said, the mayor and the Board of Works City Council for being behind me on this from the get-go, basically. Obviously, Les's hard work. The guys are really super excited. I talked to them today and told them this was a big thing for our department. It's pretty good information for everyone, and I can't wait to get things moving. And while we're talking about that is kind of give you an idea. We are Christina Martinez and Kimberly Black are helping me with a brochure that we'll be stuffing into utility bills. They're working on that. I gave them the information that I'd like to see on that. They're going to get that in Spanish and English and get that passed out. We're going to use a lot of different avenues to present that to everyone, not only utility bills, but also during the Hispanic Heritage Festival, during the senior fair. We'll be doing some things there as well. But yeah, excited to get the equipment here, get the guys training on it. We have been on Thursday. I spent about 4 hours Thursday afternoon in the northwest section of town, just trying to see some of the changes we might need to make with where we're picking up trash. We'll do that in every section of the city and be doing that probably up until the time we roll this out. Hopefully, as Shane and I were talking, probably October 31st is what we're looking at, because that's a Monday. And obviously, as the mayor said earlier, we've taken care of the collar and what we'd like to see on the outside of the trash can or the container. So, and after that, Shane will get everything ordered. The trucks are there. So whenever we decide we want to bring them here to start working with them, have a lot of good plans for what we want to do at the beginning of the process to get as much training for everybody on the routes, not just the trucks, but on the routes as well. So yeah, we're really stoked to be able to get going. So I appreciate everyone's help through all this. Carol, you were huge here as well. She's the girl that handles the money, so we appreciate you. So other than that,
We're going to work hard to educate the community.
oh yeah.
I mean, I know Kimberly, Christina, they're working on things. We're going to do some things on the radio to get that information out. So we just want to make sure that the public is educated as well, because it's going to be a change. But it's going to be a great change once we get past that initial.
For Brett and Ken, we spoke at the library today. We're looking maybe October 4th, 7 p.m. for a community meeting. They're going to get back to me on that. But Kevin had mentioned something about maybe trying to stream that. I will get with you as soon as I hear from the library that area is available for us for that evening. It'll be 7 p.m. on October 4th.
And Jason, we need to remember, as I'm sure you will, that revised trash ordinance becomes effective November 1st.
Yes.
So if Shane sees a delay in this equipment, we're gonna have to amend that.
As Les is speaking, the council, you guys all probably remember, okayed a new trash ordinance. That was step one through this whole process to make sure that it matches the new automation equipment, how we're going to be picking up trash, what we're going to be asking the community to do, and things like that. So definitely, we appreciate the council getting that taken care of, because that was the first step in the right direction. That's all I have.
That's it? Okay, thank you, Jason. Okay, building services, Don Stock. Oh, yeah, sorry. I was gonna move on to this. I'm so excited about this.
So we'll just wrap this up by offering a motion to accept resolution 16.
I'll second that. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay, this is exciting. Thank you, Jason.
Sure can. I brought this down here, so I figured I might as well pull it in. This is the collar we're looking at. This is not the size, so don't look at the size. This is a 64, correct?
Correct.
64. Ours will be a 96, so it'll be obviously much bigger than this. So, but obviously we'll have our city information on the side. So, but put it out. Please don't say that this is the size because it's not. So,
Can you get a smaller one?
question?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Jason,
Find a spot, Les.
can I ask a question about the tote? So, when I get my tote, it will be like assigned to my house, and it will have a number or something?
Yes, this is the number you'll see, Don.
Okay.
And this number, I think we start with 0001 usually, right?
Yes.
And that will coincide with your home. So if someone takes it, whatever, moves, you guys end up moving away and or something, and it's returned to us. So, but all this information is on the brochure that Kimberly and Christina are working on. But I did want you to see the collar.
And
I know
everything
that's
changes,
important.
same as the billing as well. It will remain through the billing office like it currently is, so.
And we'll be working with them.
So what size of residence does that stop serving?
Each individual, if you pay a user fee, you get a tote.
Well, I mean, does that go triplex, fourplex, fiveplex? Or is it limited to duplex and below?
Three
Okay,
apartments, and each one would get a
Each
separate
one
tote.
gets one.
thank you.
Free. Anything else is required of dumpster.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Thank you.
Okay,
Mayor, I don't have a lot. We'll talk about the August permit report that was passed out to new board members. And we've issued 95 permits in the month of August. 30 or 11 of them were 30-day electrical. Basically, that's turning electricity back on to structures that had not had electricity to them. 10 residential remodels. Still doing some roofs, 21 of those, and we're still putting up fences. Total revenue collected for the month of August was $5,127 and some change. In 2021, we collected $4,720 and some change. And in 2020, we collected $4,057 and 94 cents and change. So as you can see, our revenues are quite up for the month of August. And I can tell you that was going to be the fact because Daniel's been pretty much on the move for the last few weeks and even going in now. A lot of new homes are going up. 5 homes are now up in the Riley edition and 5 are going up in the South Ridge edition. South Ridge edition is completely sold out. Not all the homes, of course, are up on it. And one of the lots that are still remaining vacant belongs to the school corporation, as they'll have a third year of a home going up in next year's class. The other thing that I want to talk a little bit about is this week, our office got called out to a call on a lot of cats being placed in a container outside. And we have dealt with it to the ordinance. And the ordinance talks about the ability of what size of a cage they can be in and odor and things of that nature. It doesn't cover a lot of things, but it covered enough to kind of get us down the road a little ways. We sent a letter out tonight to our councilmatic committee members, asking if we can meet with them to see if we can look into some adjustments on our animal control process a little bit. And so we'll be doing that and keeping you informed if we move forward on that. I think now that with what we dealt with last week, we probably should look at it, updating a little bit, and we'll see where we go from there. The other thing and the last thing that I have is the last week of August, we sent out via email to all the council members the red line and the new ordinance for the floodplain that needs to be adopted. I didn't hear back from anybody, so I'm going to make sure that everybody has a copy. So tonight, if I can be allowed to do under other business, we'll pass out the red line version and the version that we like to have passed in the ordinance. Les helped us with that. Les, I have a copy for you also. So that we can maybe address this on the last meeting in September for the city council. At least get our first vote on it.
Okay,
Thanks, Mayor.
thank you. Parks Department, Prairie Creek Park event. That's not.
I think she has something happening.
Okay,
But I was gonna do my department updates, which are not expensive. But Christmas has officially begun at the parks. So we have the Christmas barn open and we are already decorating. So we are going forward with having a walking path along with the driving path. We've already figured out the route, so we're not gonna have anything down near the pool on that back side. So people will leave a different way than they ever have, but we think it's actually gonna work out a little bit better because they're not gonna be getting right out onto Burlington and then everyone going opposite directions. We're gonna send them out still on Burlington, but on the other end of the park. So, or not on Burlington, Kyer, yes. So and it's going really well so far. We've already ordered pretty much everything we're gonna need for the year. So of course, we're excited about all of the electrical upgrades that we've had. Pretty much every outlet that we're plugging anything into this year is all brand new. So that was due to all the donations that we had last year. Total, we spent $34,000 on electrical upgrades at TPA Park. So last year we had 43,000 that was donated, and we were able to spend a little less than we have right now because of some other donations. We have about $12,000 left in donations, but we were able to upgrade everything. So that is something that's going to be such a huge time saver for us because so many times we're out in the middle of the night plugging things back in, resetting GFIs. We won't have to do that this year. So we're pumped about it. Yeah.
yes, that's great.
The next thing is the splash pad is done, winterized, so it's done for the year. And of course, the same time that happens is when the zoo and the aviary shut down for the year. So today we were catching birds. We've already got many of them inside. So I got some calls in this year without getting bit. So I was really happy about that. We obviously the dog park opening this weekend went great. So we were happy everyone was able to bring their dogs out. And both times I was at Dorner Park today, I saw people out there. So I got to talk to them. Of course, I mentioned that day, pickleball, the asphalt is getting peeled off on October 7th. So that'll be the day that we start the pickleball courts. And then, of course, I've met with the contractors about pretty much everything going on there. And I think we'll be able to have them able to play this year. So I think by
Really? That's great.
Yeah, I think we won't be able to do the seal coat until the spring, but we should be able to do everything else.
It'll
So,
make a lot of people happy.
May I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I meant to try and catch you before the meeting, but
Sure.
I'll just ask it in public. No, but yes, I was there for the dog park. It was much larger than I anticipated, so it's gonna be great. And I know phase 2 is where kind of all the little details will come together and the confirmation of vaccinations and so forth. But something you said on Saturday resonated with me is that until phase 2 is in place, that those bringing their dogs is kind of a enter at your own risk or doing because you haven't had a chance to screen the vaccinations of the dogs and something. And I wonder, is it prudent to have some sort of signage out there acknowledging that makes people aware that, enjoy, but it's on you?
yeah, I think that's a really smart plan. And we can try to get that signage up as soon as possible. We've been working on a lot of different signs, because we have obviously ones that are going inside the park, ones that are outside, and we've got the big one that's coming. So I think it is a smart idea in the meantime to get something up that just kind of lets
Just,
people
just,
know.
sure. Just this one, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I think
One
that's a
more
good idea.
thing. Thank you very much.
And so, yeah, the pickleball course will be October 7th. And then the last thing I have is Les brought me, thankfully, the invitation to bid for our tennis courts at TPA Park.
I was gonna ask.
And so I would like to get approval to put this notice out. And of course, like the paper says here, we basically want, as this is essentially a first phase again, at TPA Park, we would like the tennis courts completely remodeled eventually. But for now, we want all the asphalt removed, fencing removed, poles removed, and basically new asphalt put down, and then get ready for phase 2, which would be actually installing all of the rest of
I think we'll have time to get that done this year.
Hope so.
Yeah.
And the people I've spoke to today, they had been waiting for us to go to bids. They've been just asking for updates, and I let them know, if the Board of Works approves this, then we can get them the information as soon as possible. So the only other thing I do want to say is right here, it says that they can come to the clerk treasurer's office to grab the scope of work or the parks. I meant to bring that tonight and I forgot it, so I will email it to you.
Is it something that they may have a lot of questions about? Because we have that a lot with street projects and we typically just refer them back to the street departments.
That's fine then.
Yeah, but doesn't it say they'll be at the clerk's?
Yeah, that's fine. We just beware that we'll probably route some of them back your way if
No
they have
problem at all. Yeah,
questions.
I think it's more of just if they need the actual document, then they can
Yeah,
get it
okay.
from you or us.
But any questions, they can send them his way.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can give them my cell number, so they can just call me right away.
Okay, so this is exciting, and I'm anxious to get some done with those tennis courts out there.
Me
They
too.
badly need it, so. So if we put the asphalt down, probably that's all that's gonna be in this phase, and then the rest of it will be after the first of the year.
Correct.
Okay.
And I mean, to be honest, who knows if the bids come back and we have it in the budget, then, we can start, but yeah. But we know right now, at least preliminarily, we can get this done.
Okay,
with what we have.
So we need a motion, right? Okay. So I'll make the motion to approve the invitation to bid for the TPA Park Tennis Courts Asphalt Construction Project.
I'll second that. Roll call please.
Mayor Sheets, Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Thank you, folks. That's
Okay,
all I have.
thank you. Hopefully we'll have these in.
Yes, I just think it's much to do that.
Okay, Katie Ann.
Okay, so the first application I have to be approved is from the Frankfurt Unified Neighborhoods Fund Group with Romney Mounts. They're wanting to use Veterans Park this year instead of TPA Park for their Halloween night. So he has this letter. It says, this event marks the 5th year of fun Halloween event on Saturday, October 9th before Halloween. This event has drawn a crowd of thousands of people in the past. The event is hosted by a small group of volunteers known as the Fun. It has been possible through the support of all the city branches as well as the community as a whole and donations from several businesses and sponsors. This year's plan is to utilize a city block of Washington Street between May and Columbia Streets. We request that the road be shut down for trunk or treat from 6 p.m. through 9. Other activities are in the works with the Parks Department for a movie on the west side of Veterans Park, which is that's not it, but that was before he knew my plan. And it says, thank you for your time and consideration from Fun. So they're wanting to just use Veterans Park this year instead of TPA. And I have sent this application to the police station to let Scott know that they still want to continue with it, because I know he's the one that had received this.
Did he say anything, there was any problem?
He didn't say anything back, so
Then,
yeah.
that's the way it goes.
Exactly. So, but they're only needing one street blocked off instead of,
Columbia to Maine,
yes, Washington Street between Maine
Washington.
and Columbia, yes.
Yeah.
So the way he described it is he just needed the half of the streets blocked that usually Thunder takes.
Yes. Jason, you're okay.
Is there something going on in Prairie Creek Park?
So Prairie Creek Park on that Friday, so this is Saturday, on Friday at Prairie Creek Park is our movie night. So when I asked if he can go ahead and just have the event at Prairie Creek Park on that Friday, but he was very insistent that he wanted to make sure he kept it as a tradition on Saturday.
Okay. Nothing out in the street, out on Washington Street.
Yes, they want to block off the light to the corner, like how Thunder does.
Washington Street, like,
Washington Street.
I'm talking about for the movie.
Oh, the movie,
Oh,
no,
no,
the
the
movie.
movie you won't have to do anything.
No.
Because it's at Prairie Creek,
Correct.
so you don't have to do anything. Just Washington between Maine and Columbia, like they do for
Thunder.
Thunder, but you won't have to do,
I just want to make sure any food trucks or anything after the movie night.
Oh, no.
Because there's a lot of traffic on that.
I know,
No.
yeah. I don't have a problem with it. Do you? It sounds like a great thing. So-
Yes, so this event is just on Saturday. The Perks event movie is at Prairie Creek Park on Friday.
Okay, I did hear something about the VFW, maybe selling something that same night,
Um,
but they haven't asked for anything to close the streets down or anything, so at this point, they may be looking at a parking lot or something, I don't know, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the application submitted by Frankfurt Unified Neighborhoods for October 29th.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Okay, the next application I have to be approved for the fee to be waived is from Healthy Communities. They are going to be having a Recovery Out Loud. It's during National Recovery Month. They're wanting to use the event center, the stage, restrooms. They said that they'll be using the sidewalks, but I do not believe that they need anything close down from what she and I talked about.
Okay. When is that?
This is gonna be on September 28th.
Things going on, don't we?
They're expecting about 150 people, and they're gonna be there from 12 p.m. to about 7, or 8, sorry.
12 to 8,
Mhm.
okay.
That's set up in the event's 5 to 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they want the fee waived for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'll make the motion that we approve the application for Healthy Communities for the day of September 28th and also waive the fee.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay.
That's all I have. Thank you guys so
Okay,
much.
thank you, Danny. Community development, Kimberly.
I sent an email last week and the week before about Jennifer Davis taking all the pictures, video, and being able to put it on a thumb drive for us for the Hispanic Festival, and I would like to get that approved. Her quote came in at $350, which I felt was pretty reasonable when she gets quite quite a few pictures and then edits them, and then will give us all the rights with all the pictures on the flash drive, so.
I'll make the motion that we approve the quote for $350 for Jennifer Davis. Heartbeat for Hispanic.
Yes.
Festival. I second that motion. Roll call please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay.
And the only other thing I have is the Hispanic Festival is this weekend, and we're excited. Excited, we've got a lot of activities planned, from revealing the essay contest, an art contest, and so just a lot of, there's about 32 vendors, I believe. Some of them are nonprofits, some of them are food and retail, so we have a wide variety of different things going on, so. It is 4:30 to 10:30, so we did change the time this year, just because maybe at night be a little cooler. September, it's supposed to be pretty warm, I think they're calling for like 80, 85 degree weather, so. And, the police department and the street department have been great to work with, because we will be closing, East Washington down between Jackson Street and the bridge at Prairie Creek Park. And NDOT has been great to work with as well, making sure that the signage is up for that 12-hour period. We're gonna close it from noon to midnight, making sure that we detour the traffic and the semis for that period of time. So, Rich Beecher and NDOT have both agreed to help us out with that. So, very fortunate with that.
You've been very good to work with us
Yes.
on the hot dog festival as well as this, so.
Correct. So just, I will be putting out,
What do you say?
yeah, I will be putting out posts for the detours like I did with Hot Dog Festival, just so everyone's aware that it will be closed. But last year we were shoulder to shoulder, and we had more vendors than we did last year, so, we were a little tight, so we need to expand it just a little bit. No, not a bad thing at all, not a bad thing at all. That's all I have tonight.
Okay, Kimberly. Okay, Les.
Okay, let's see, Jason covered the automated trash truck resolution. Bart covered the invitation bids for tennis courts. We got the 7th September personnel agreement to approve. My motion. The 7th September personnel agreement.
Oh, okay, okay.
Are we ready for that motion?
Yeah.
I'd like to make the motion, we approve the personnel agreement dated for September 7th.
I'll second that motion. Roll call please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Okay, that was approved.
Then I guess that brings us to the bids for the street there.
Yes.
Jason, why don't you come up here and look at these? The first one is from E&D Paving Inc. And it's accompanied with a contractor's bid for public work form 96, a bid bond, standard questionnaire, financial statement, E-Verify information, E&D paving harassment policy, and certification of non-investment in Iran. There's 2 sets of those documents. Let's see if we get some of it on.
You just have to take care of it.
Okay, and this again is E&D Paving Inc. And the project one, Bill Goodwin Drive, East Green Street to East Kiger Street. They go through the unit items and amounts, and the total for that is $43,086.75. And project 2, Taylor Street, that's West Walnut Street to West Washington Street, skipping the intersection at Clinton Street. The total on that is $41,215.25. So the total bid is $84,302. That's E&B ABP
Okay, you need for
302.
302.
Jason, you can look through that if you like.
That's all.
The second bid is from Reeve Riley Construction, Inc., out of Lafayette. And Reeve Riley's bid on project one is, after going through the various items, $54,927. That's Bill Goodwin Drive to East Green Street to Tigers. Bill Goodwin Drive - East Green Street to East Kiger Street. Project 2, Taylor Street - West Walnut Street to West Washington Street, skipping the intersection at Clinton Street. That one is $44,344.50. It's accompanied with the Form 96 contractor's bid form, a bid bond, and statement, standard questionnaires and financial statement for bidders. We had one come in by email, which it was supposed to be a sealed bid. It's from Bluebird Contractors LLC out of Lafayette. It didn't break the 2 job components down, but it appears that the total is $115,891.10. Bluebird Contractors LLC. There was no bid bond with it that I know of, or Form 96 or any of those things. So,
That's all we got.
thank you. This is the But you want to take it to their advice, we got them more closely.
Yeah. 99,271. That's what it's at. Or is it okay? Not sure. I mean, that's 84,000. They're already here with the other bidding, right? Yeah, we did an additional last meeting,
No, it was a
couple meetings
a few
ago.
meetings ago. It's been finalized by the council and sent to the state. So we're waiting on approval from the DLGF.
Well, let's make sure we got the.
Who are they? This is C and B's right here, last, yeah. Right, is that what you're questioning?
No.
Oh, with Riley. Because if B and B's,
Yeah.
yeah, they're already higher. But they just took the time, did they? Was it on, do you have the B's down there? Okay, here it is. Let's see. Do you need to review this or would you need? Okay. You, yeah, Andy, you review. Yeah, I think we have to. total is 84,302 versus, I think it was
It's a
99,271.
little over 10,000.
Yeah, that was a quick figure.
Yeah, you're correct.
99,000, yeah, 271. Yeah, 271. That was a quick one.
Well, thank you all. I'll make the motion that we approve the bid, collective bid from E&B paving for a collective amount of $84,302.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Megan Sheets.
Aye.
Jason, let's get that going. We're ready to go on this one. That's gonna be a huge improvement. We're gonna do the Bill Goodwin Drive out by the tennis courts and the baseball field. And then also Taylor Street, which we just made into a two-way street there, so. Siding. I know, it's much needed. Okay, Les.
I believe that's all I have, Mayor. Other than, I wanted to ask John Kirby if you're still gonna play on the basketball team, aren't you, for the firefighters?
I didn't play this year.
You didn't?
No, I'm retired.
Okay. I thought they allowed,
I might
allow
go play some
retirees.
baseball though.
thought they allow retirees.
Okay, I had, an email sent to me, someone's still wondering about Doyle Street, two-way. Two-way Doyle.
Tell me, and I'll change.
I mean, there's pros and cons, you know, some people want it, some people don't, I don't know.
As you guys requested last time, Megan, I went and talked to, the owners of the business down there. I don't think they put anything up yet. I think that was one of our concerns. You know, there is other obstacles off of Doyle, up and down that street. I don't think Scott, or if he has, he hasn't mentioned that we've had any issue with Taylor. So obviously when 28 opens back up, you know, there'll be a lot more traffic there probably on both Doyle and Taylor for that matter. But, the only thing we were concerned about, I think, before we made a decision was, do we want them to put some kind of obstacle up basically from where that gas,
Right, where they have that
you know,
enclosed there.
goes right there towards Clinton.
Mayor, I wonder if in the absence of Mr. Miller, if we could, and also Chief Shoemaker, then we could tackle this at our upcoming Board of Works planning session that's also open to the public. But we'll have all the parties there for probably a fruitful discussion and get it decided.
Okay. And then also I have another one here that, I'll just give this to you later, Jason. It's about a stop sign that's been knocked down. Okay, does anybody have anything else? Anything? Muriel?
Would you like me to put Doyle Street on the next agenda?
Well, I think, should we do, we're gonna talk about
Planning
planning.
session?
Talk about planning, okay, we have to make it short if you want to. Yeah, let's go ahead, because we'll talk about planning and then make the official determination. Yeah. Next meeting. Okay, I don't have anything else.
I'll move for adjourn.
I'll second that. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. Whew, you know what, yeah?